Samsung has collapsed minus 12.31% to $310,000, a historic single-session move that demands your attention. In this video we break down what is driving this and what it means. Welcome to MTRS_Market Pulse. It is Wednesday, June 24th, and this is your complete global market briefing. It is a split session across global markets. The move follows reports that Brent rises after US-Iran peace talks in Geneva are abruptly postponed. Let us start with a quick look at how the major global markets are positioned today. Starting with the major global indices. S&P 500 dipped minus 1.44% to $7,365.46. Investor sentiment is being shaped by markets' recoil in global sell-off driven by tech stocks, The New York Times. NASDAQ 100 made a dramatic move today, plunged minus 3.29% to $29,347. Equity markets are responding to reports that as stocks close, NASDAQ falls 2.21%, Philadelphia Semiconductor Index drops over 8%, Micron plunges 13% in a single day, memory and chip stocks lead declines, trading key. Dow Jones is little changed, hovering near $51,667. Investor sentiment is being shaped by Ukraine joins Russia in ruthlessly hammering global tourism as Iran, Israel, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Lebanon, Qatar, Bahrain, Iraq, Syria, and more welcome a cooling Middle East crisis while the Eastern Europe conflict again shatters travel itineraries and eat travel and tour world. DAX slipped minus 0.37% to $24,894. The move follows reports that Brent rises after US-Iran peace talks in Geneva are abruptly postponed. FTSE 100 is broadly flat at $10,429, awaiting a fresh catalyst. Equity markets are responding to reports that Trump's tariffs, Fed minutes, rumbles Bitcoin by what's moving markets. Now let us turn to some of the biggest names in global equities. Samsung made a dramatic move today, plunged minus 12.31% to $310,000. The HBM supply competition with SK Hynix is the defining story. Samsung needs to close the yield gap to win hyperscaler HBM contracts. Consumer DRAM pricing is recovering as inventory normalizes. Watch for any Nvidia or Google qualification update on Samsung HBM. ASML plunged minus 7.82% to $1,778.46 in a significant session. The EUV monopoly is one of the strongest competitive moats in all of technology. AI chip demand for the most advanced nodes directly benefits ASML without the execution risk of being a chip maker. Watch for any update on the 2026 to 2027 capacity shipment schedule. TSMC made a dramatic move today, plunged minus 6.62% to $436.72. AI chip demand has created a demand floor that insulates TSMC from the consumer electronics cycle. High-NA EUV ramp at N2 and beyond represents a technology advantage no competitor can replicate for years. Watch the next earnings call for any commentary on 2026 capacity allocation. Rocket Lab made a dramatic move today, plunged minus 5.16% to $95.12. Government launch contracts with the US DoD provide baseline revenue visibility. The Electron rocket utilization rate is the near-term earnings driver. Any contract win announcement or NASA mission assignment would be a meaningful positive catalyst for the stock. Now let us dig into the macro picture driving these moves. On the geopolitical front, the move follows reports that Brent rises after US-Iran peace talks in Geneva are abruptly postponed. This is adding a risk premium across energy markets and supporting safe haven demand. The key macro overlay remains monetary policy. Equity markets are responding to reports that Trump's tariffs, Fed minutes, rumbles Bitcoin by what's moving markets. Any surprise in the rate path could trigger outsized moves. Investor sentiment is being shaped by Ukraine joins Russia in ruthlessly hammering global tourism as Iran, Israel, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Lebanon, Qatar, Bahrain, Iraq, Syria, and more welcome a cooling Middle East crisis while the Eastern Europe conflict again shatters travel itineraries and eat travel and tour world. Turning to commodities. Brent crude dipped to $76.88 per barrel, down 1.31% on the session. This comes as markets recoil in global sell-off driven by tech stocks, The New York Times, adding pressure to energy markets. WTI crude dropped sharply to $73.05 per barrel, down 2.37% on the session. This comes as markets recoil in global sell-off driven by tech stocks, The New York Times, adding pressure to energy markets. Natural gas dropped sharply to $3.19, down 1.78% on the session. The move follows reports that Brent rises after US-Iran peace talks in Geneva are abruptly postponed. Gold dipped to $4,129 per troy ounce, down 1.26% on the session. The gold move is partly driven by inflation worries push more households to rethink safe haven assets, Black America Web. Let us give you our near-term view on Samsung. The technical picture for Samsung has deteriorated. The $291,400 level will be critical to monitor. It represents a key line in the sand for bulls. A break below could trigger further stop-loss selling. Manage your risk carefully. In the currency markets, Euro to US dollar is at 1.14, losing 0.65% on the day. Pound sterling to US dollar is at 1.32, losing 0.04% on the day. US dollar to Japanese yen is at 161.57, gaining 0% on the day. Currency markets are reacting to Stefan Glisson, gold, Fort Knox, and the dollar's future, LinkedIn. Let us close with the key events and catalysts on our radar. Keep a close eye on central bank speakers and rate commentary, and key economic data releases. Any one of these could be the catalyst that defines the next major directional move. We do the research so you do not have to hours of analysis distilled into actionable daily briefings. If that is valuable, please hit the like button. It is the single best way to support independent market analysis and help us reach more investors. Subscribe and turn on notifications for tomorrow's briefing. Drop your view in the comments. Are you bullish or bearish from here? That is all from MTRS_Market Pulse for today. All analysis is for informational and educational purposes only and does not constitute financial advice. Always consult a qualified financial advisor. Trade safe, and we will see you in the next one. That is your full global market briefing from MTRS_Market Pulse. Subscribe and turn on notifications for daily updates.